Rap Delites. Rap Delites. Rap Delites.
Welcome to the Rap Delites podcast. It's your host, Christy Mack and Bigger Bass.
What's good? What's good? Welcome to the Rap Delites podcast, home of organic hip-hop commentary. No gossip, no cultural appropriation, no gentrification, just real dialogue from real people who love DJing, MCing, breaking, and graffiti. You know what I mean?
Facts.
I am your host and moderator, Vigor Bats, Mouth Almighty, the Fresh Grinch, the Potty Mouth Podcast himself, the Neighborhood Hope Dealer, and we are bringing you the Rap Delites Podcast live from West Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? I got my sister over here, Christy Mack.
What's up, y'all?
Christy Mack, what's good?
I got some stuff in the works. I can't announce it just yet, but I got some stuff in the works.
How's your week been? Everything been
My
cool?
week has been busy. It's been very busy. Phone ringing off the hook. So,
There you go.
yeah. Let's make that business happen. Let's work, y'all.
Absolutely. I'm into that. You know what I mean? All kinds of business. We want to first and foremost, by the time this episode comes out, it'll be the eve of our producer and brother Sam's birthday. So give him a nice birthday shout. What, you gonna be 55, Sam?
Oh, shit.
I don't even know if I should put that out there.
55, 45, somewhere around there.
Nowhere
No, you my triple OG triple.
That's it. That's when you start getting the discounts, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
buy AARP?
Yeah, you gonna get the AARP card. I'm older
You're
than
gonna
you.
get yours before me.
That's okay.
Go ahead.
The Rap Delites podcast is streaming on all platforms, not exclusive, but all platforms, including but not exclusive to Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Deezer, Facebook, anywhere you listen to podcasts or watch podcasts, we are there. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get into it for the week. South by Southwest. You know what South by Southwest is, right?
Yes.
The concert, festival. They are canceling
Showcase.
South by Southwest for the very first time in 34 years because of the coronavirus.
I believe it.
Like, that's crazy. That this was it pandemic? Is that what they call it, Sam? Pandemic. It's crazy that this is like shutting shit down like that. I mean, 34 years and they're shutting down South by Southwest. Shout out to my man Craig Myers. I know he plays South by Southwest. You ever been to that? I know a couple of people that perform there, and I mean, it's a good platform, especially for new artists and everything like that. So I feel bad that like new artists that were probably banking on that for getting some major exposure, they aren't going to get that. I don't even know if they're going to be rescheduling this or whatever the case may be. But this coronavirus is getting on everybody's fucking nerves. What's that?
Yeah.
Don't call me, I'll call you.
My live just shut down at the same time.
Yeah,
like,
don't
what is
call
that?
me, I'll
Like,
call
the
you.
coronavirus is hearing us talk shit. Yo, shit.
Y'all talking shit over there?
Yo.
I got something for y'all.
Uh-oh.
But it's fucking up everything. Matter of fact, I just found out a couple, like yesterday, that the new James Bond movie that was supposed to come out in April is being pushed back to November because of the same coronavirus shit.
What? What the? Oh, wow.
They don't want people in enclosed places.
Because it's airborne.
It's like outbreak.
Because it's airborne.
You ever see that movie
can't,
with
you
Dustin?
can't avoid it.
You ever see that movie with Dustin Hoffman and Cuba Gooding Jr. back in the day?
I think so.
I took my daughter's,
yeah.
I took my daughter's mom to the movie theater to see that shit back in the day. But that was an airborne disease outbreak, and they had to find a little monkey, and then they had to shoot him with a tranquilizer. I think Cuba Gooding Jr. shot him. Shout out to Cuba Gooding Jr. You know. But I fucked up that South by Southwest isn't going to be getting put on this year. But you know what I mean, you got to be safe. You got to got to make sure that everybody is safe and everything like that. So you know what I mean, that's cool. Conflicted 2020 trailer came out. this trailer features, or this movie features Benny the Butcher, West Side Gun, Michael Rappaport, and Jay fucking Holiday. Where the fuck they dig Jay Holiday up from? Like, oh, that was a toilet flush.
Damn.
That wasn't for you, Jay Holiday. Listen, I fuck with Jay. I used to fuck with Jay Holiday.
Uh-huh.
Did you fuck with Jay Holiday?
I'm not a movie buff like you.
No. He's a singer.
Okay.
Remember he had that song, "Put You to Bed, Bed, Bed." You don't know. She look like I don't remember that shit. You remember that shit, Sam?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. But he got his whole career taken over by the Dream. Like the Dream, because the Dream was writing and producing this shit, and the Dream was like, I don't need this nigga. I can just write it and produce it myself and sing it. And then Jay Holiday was gone. But he had some good joints. He had 2 albums. But he's in this trailer. Did you see the trailer, Chrissy?
Yeah.
What did you think about it?
I knew they was going to be doing a movie 'cause they was talking about it. That's what's up. I mean, if you could act, do it. Get that money all across all the platforms. Not everybody can act.
I watched it, and me and Sam always talk about movies and always work. Because we were working in that realm for a little bit. I like what Benny and all the stuff that Benny and them are doing. I'm fucking with it. The thing that I didn't like about this particular trailer or this movie, it doesn't look like those dudes not Griselda, the guys that are doing the actual shooting the movies. Don't seem like they ever really like shot anything like that before, and it looks real amateurish or whatever like that. And I say that because it's in comparison to the Griselda videos. The videos Griselda are put out look better than this trailer. You know what I mean? And for artistically, it's a step back for the crew. I'm thinking that they should have probably got whoever was shooting the videos. Like, what was that Joan the West Side Gun video? When he like, I forget the name of the fucking song, but everything's like going backwards in the video, and that's a dope ass video. I mean, it's shot well. It looks good. It looks cinematic. This don't look cinematic. It looked like a bunch of motherfuckers just had some cameras and, you know what I mean, they just shot it or whatever like that. But I want to see what they're going to do with it, honestly. You know what I mean? I'm in full support of whatever, you know what I mean, Benny and them are doing, you know what I mean? As far as acting is concerned, acting is contingent on who's ever doing the writing and directing. You know what I mean? You could be a ass actor, but if you got a great writer and a great director, you know what I mean, it could pull off. Shit, they made fucking Eminem a fucking actor. They made 50 Cent an actor. You know what I mean? You watched 8 Mile. Eminem looked pretty good in there acting. And far, he didn't look like somebody. Listen, I've seen some really terrible. Watch Netflix.
Yeah.
I've seen some really really bad fucking
too.
acting. Like what the fuck?
Like the storyline be good, the plot be good,
but the acting
is just not believable.
It'd be trash.
It'd be not believable.
And it's not about the person all the time. It's not about the actor all the time. Sometimes you got bad directing. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying about the whole the 8 Mile thing. Like Eminem, I don't think Eminem did any acting after that, but he didn't have to. You know what I mean? He did his movie or whatever like that. Shit. When they did Purple Rain with Prince and Morris Day, none of them dudes is actors. Morris Day's not an actor, but you watch Purple Rain and it was good. It's like, damn, this is really good. Yeah, it was really good because they had great directors. They had somebody saying, "This is what you do." A director directs. So I don't know who's Do you know who's directing this movie?
Oh, I ain't take note.
I
did not take note.
I saw the production, and a lot of times, if you watch a lot of movies, especially movies that are brand new or like that, they'll use what they call stock footage. And stock footage is basically just footage that you could pull from anywhere and put it in a movie, like city, like the landscape and stuff like that.
Just like stock footage.
Yeah. It's like that. So they'll put that in their movies, but it don't match up with what you really shot. So the stock footage look dope, and then you get to the shit you shot, and it don't look so dope, and it's like a contrast. It's like seeing like a chick with a bad weave, and you see her real hair underneath it or some shit like that. I don't know. But I want to. You seen that before, Sam? Yeah. You look down. You like, yo, that shit look ratty as a motherfucker.
I think everybody from Philly has seen that before.
That look ratty as a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Get your shit together, sister. But I'm gonna check it out. I got Michael Rappaport in here, Benita Butcher, West Side Gun, Jay Holiday. Shout out to Jay Holiday. Didn't want to give you a flush down the toilet, Jay Holiday, so I'm gonna give you a clap. But I'm here for it. I'm gonna check it out. I thought it was cool. You know what I mean? I'm always about some independent movies and everything like that. Rapper Lil Baby gives out a scholarship at Atlanta High School. This is the high school that he went to, and it's his alma mater and everything like that. So I want to give a shout out to Lil Baby for that. I just saw him. I couldn't differentiate. I mean, I differentiated. I knew who the baby was.
I know, right? Yeah, there's two. So.
Yeah, I know who the baby is. I remember seeing his face. I've seen him before. I know who the baby is, but I didn't really know who Lil Baby was. Now I know because he just did a Funkmaster Flex freestyle. Did you ever get a chance to check that out?
I didn't see that.
He did a Funkmaster Flex freestyle, and it was good. He was on it. I was actually impressed. Like, you know what I mean, on some shit. Like, I was like, damn, all right, you know what I mean, do it as nice. Because I know, where is it at?
What's up? This your boy Lil Baby. My new album, My Turn, out right now. And I'm right here at Hot 97 with
I ain't gonna
Funk
play
Flex.
all of that. We just gonna.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ain't no
flex.
coincidence with the message shit. I had to lead a bitch. I get checks and they be confidential. Yeah, my number's crazy. I don't need a bitch. Now I'm getting it with the top off, trying to do the dash, fuck a speeding ticket. Fuck around and.
I thought he was on some like Uzi Vert shit.
Nah.
No, I mean, but he really be rapping or whatever the case may be. So I was like, all right, you know what I mean? That's dope. You know what I mean? Shout out to the Lil Baby.
Gang though.
Yeah, you know something? All the niggas is on some gang shit. I can't, I mean, that's his flavor. That's his lane. You know what I mean? I can't, but I was actually surprised that he could actually rap. You know what I mean? Without like, you know what I mean?
Part of the baby.
Without
spot.
some like mumble shit. Like you could actually hear what he was saying. You know what I mean? Whether the topic matter is something that I like, that's something totally on the other side of it. But as far as him having a flow and being able to put words together and rhyme and shit like that, all right, you know what I mean? He good. Plus, he's giving back to his community, giving back to his school.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about in the last episode. We need more of that.
Yeah, we need more of that.
that.
It's actually Booker T, Washington High School in Southwest Atlanta. He gave away $150,000 scholarship program to students this weekend. That's a
lot.
that's hefty. You know what I mean? That's dope. We need more of that. We were talking about that on the other episodes. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We need more, especially the younger, more. I don't want to go so far as say more influential. The more popping artists to be able to grab up these kids' ears, because it's one thing for somebody like Jay-Z or Diddy. Them dudes in a young kid's mind in Atlanta are intangible. This dude is right there in the mud with him, you know what I mean, or just came from the mud with him. So to see him doing stuff like that is kind of awesome, you know what I mean, for kids to be able to check that out, you know what I mean. That's dope. Lil Baby, you can fuck with Lil Baby, Christy Mack.
I don't know. I don't think it's my.
You don't think it's your flavor?
No,
I don't think it's your flavor.
My flavor.
All
I
right,
think
we
it
gonna
might
have
be
to.
a little bit too old for that.
You too old, man. Sam listened to Lil Baby, right?
Do you?
You know that
I'm
was.
pretty much open to anything as long as I can understand you.
Yeah.
And you got a dope beat. Now, if the beat is off and then you hot, it kind of throws everything off. But if you got that blend where you got this nice beat and you kind of got this great flow, I rock with you.
Yeah, like I said, I was actually surprised the nigga could rap. So let me give you a hand clap for. Let me give him a hand clap for even, you know what I mean, being able to rhyme, because I know he's actually on this remix of the Drake and Future Jawn. What's that Jawn? More Life, not More Life. That's the Drake song, More Life. What's that track, Sam? With fucking Drake. Yeah, Drake and Future. You know what I'm talking about. Good Life. There you go. My nigga. Yeah, Good Life. It's a remake of a remix of Good Life with Lil Baby and where is it at? Here we go.
Say she wanna eat sushi, I gave her enough to go shopping. And if I heat it, after I pay my taxes, I go rich immediately. And another tax.
Y'all gonna be playing this later on tonight, Sam? Yeah, so it's The Baby, Lil Baby, Future, and Drake on Life is Good remix, or whatever the case may be. So, good for the baby, good for the little baby and everybody and babying out there in the world. All of the babies out there in the world, you know what I mean?
Babies.
The Bush baby, Weezy F baby, you know what I mean? Whoever the fuck, you know what I mean? We're going to be cut to a break. Rap Delites podcast, Christy Mack, Vigor Bats, nobody else. We holding it down, you know what I mean?
Early on a Saturday.
You know what I mean? Early in the game. What's going on, people? I'm Bats, Mouth Almighty, the Fresh Grinch, the Potty Mouth podcaster himself, and you are watching Rap Delites. Welcome back to the Rap Delites podcast. I am Bats. That is Christy Mack. Lil Uzi Vert just dropped an album. Christy Mack, was you looking for this or checking for this at all?
Absolutely not.
Shout out to Lil Uzi Vert because he's from Philadelphia. We were listening to this as we were getting the show started, and I think maybe Sam said one song resonated with him. Yeah. But I was listening along with Sam, and there's 20 tracks on here, and I ain't really heard nothing that I want to be playing again. What about you, Mac?
No, I can't get into. See, hip hop needs to start having subgenres because that's not
Hip-hop.
No, I'm not saying it's not hip hop. It's not the type that I would listen to.
Okay. So you think hip hop should be like rock and have like
it's been about time. It's been damn near 40 years. I mean, there is different subgenres underneath of it. It's just not officially recognized.
Official name like trap and,
I think Joe
chopped
Budden
and
said
screwed.
it best is mood music. Like hip hop has different moods. And whatever mood you in, we got a category for it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, so I mean, I guess who would be like the person to put the official stamp on a subgenre? I guess it would have to be the artist. I guess, or me. I don't know. But Lil Uzi Vert joint, I ain't feeling.
Me neither.
There it is. You know what I mean? So we're gonna get into. I just put that out there so because I know people are listening to it. And they're going to be asking about it, and I'm just putting it out there right now. Maybe I got to give it another spin or whatever the case may be. I know he was going through shit with his label, whatever the case may be. And this shit just dropped. What is that? Eternal a take? Whatever the case may be. Whatever, you know what I mean? It ain't for me. Maybe I got to find a space where I can listen to something like this, but you know what I mean?
you bang it in the car.
Nah, maybe I'll listen to it tonight.
Listen to it. You gotta bang it in the car.
Then everybody gonna be like, "Hey, ain't we see Vert driving around
playing
banging
Lil
that
Uzi
Lil Vert,
playing that little Uzi, and I fucked with it. Like I used to like EXO Tour Life when he came out with that, but that was the only thing I liked of his. You know what I mean? But whatever. All right, we're gonna get into. We just talked about that because it came out, but we're gonna get into like we always do on every single solitary episode what we've been listening to. We're gonna shoot over here to our sister Christy Mack. What you been listening to, Mac?
Yo, I've been listening to that Royce the 5'9".
The Allegory.
Yes, most definitely. This album.
Favorite joints?
Black Savage. This shit right here.
They got a video for this. This is like one of the early videos that they put out for this album.
Good job. Nice choice for the single.
Yeah.
Makes you want to march down the street.
Yeah, this we talked about this when it first dropped on I think that was one of the
that was the week
episode,
I missed that I was sick.
Yeah, you oh.
I'm good. I can breathe just fine. I have no cough. I have no sneeze.
Yo, it's funny because I went to the movies last night, right? And I'm watching the movie and I had to cough. And I was like, oh yeah. I was like, oh, he's got it. Oh man, that shit got you out here scared to fucking cough out in these streets. You know what I mean?
Yo, I got that sanitizer 2 for $20.
There you go. He got a bunch of joints on here. Like I said, when I was what was the joints that I
like the Overcomer.
The Overcomer. That's the joint West Side Gun. Yeah, that was the joint West Side Gun.
You got the whole Griselda on here.
Overcomer. Yeah, the intro. Even the intro is fucking dope. You know what I mean? When he's talking to the, is that his kid? I don't know.
I'm not sure of his personal situation.
Yeah.
To a tree, bro.
Was a Hero, Young World. There was, I mean, like, just going through the whole album, and the production was just so, already know I fuck with Detroit production. I just love the sound.
Yeah, they got everybody from Brazil on here. They got Westside Gun. They got Conway on here. You got Benny the Butcher on here. Crooked is on here. Vince Staple, White Gold, everybody's on there.
Yeah, and then you got the Detroit people on there too.
Yeah, it's shit.
It's a well-rounded album. It's a well-rounded album. It's got a little bit of everything on there. You're gonna get your street shit. You're gonna get your knowledge.
And he really be dropping some real fucking jewels on this album too. I ain't really know Royce was on this type of time.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? But he be really dropping some jewels on there. I thought, because I used to lump Royce in there with M.
Oh,
on some rappity rap shit. But nah. The
first time I heard him was with Black Milk. He was on Deadly Medley. And I was like, yo, who the fuck is that?
Yeah. Royce is fucking official. You know what I mean? So if you ain't get a chance to check out this album, The Allegory, make sure you check this out. It's streaming on all. And he been doing a hell of a press. I've never seen him do a press tour like this. Like, he's been on everything. Like really pushing this motherfucking album, and that's dope to see Royce out there like that. Shout out to Royce the 5'9", you know what I mean? Also, what dropped? So we got Royce 5'9", The Allegory. We got Lil Uzi Vert, whatever. What else came? The new Jadakiss finally dropped. Ignatius. I listened to that yesterday at work. I was just driving. I took my little Beats speaker right there. Went out there and listened to a little Kiss. It's dope. I
haven't heard it yet. I haven't heard it yet. I haven't got a chance to. I've been really busy. I'm hearing mixed reviews about it though.
And this is what we're going to get into it. I listened to it. It's very top heavy. Like the first it's how many songs? 13 songs. So like the first 5 songs are fucking really fucking good. You know what I mean?
That's how you're supposed to.
Yeah, the first 5 songs are really fucking good. And then you had the first you got Hunting Season with Pusha T. You know, you already knew that was going to be fucking smoke right there. You know what I mean? Smoke, fucking smoke.
Let's say I ain't warned you, ain't nobody safe. I'm hitting niggas hunting season. Your manslaughter ain't nothing even.
Yeah, that's heavy. Then he got Keep It 100. That's heavy. Me and Sam was bugging out listening to this earlier before we started the show. Super heavy. Keep It 100. Dope ass jawn.
Give them that. Better to let her do a thing. I like to give her slack. Smoke a little bit.
So you got that. You got Catch Release. You got Me, which is a joint we talked about on the show when he dropped the video. You had that little movie video, John. Yeah. Yeah, so you got that, but then it starts getting into sing-songy territory.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You got Ty Dolla $ign on the joint. He got a joint with Angels Getting Pedicures with 2 Chainz. He got a joint. The joint Kisses to the Sky with Rick Ross is dope. You know what I mean? But you can't really go wrong with Ross and these kind of beats or whatever like that. And then it like just it's okay. It's a good album. It's not a great album. You know what I mean? And I think that has a lot to do with, I mean, this is my personal opinion. Like, I don't even want to get into that. Right now, what I'm feeling right now is like more like concept albums. Albums that are cohesive, like The Allegory. The Allegory has a whole cohesiveness about it. It's not just songs and rhymes. This song's about girls. This song ain't about girls. You know what I mean? It ain't that. It's cohesive as a body of work. This album doesn't seem like that. You know what I mean? It just seems like he just got some bangers and put them on an album. It's not something that's tied in together. And I think a veteran person like Jadakiss should be doing those kind of albums at this point. He shouldn't just be dropping shit just with verses on it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at with it. You know what I mean? It's not that it's bad. It's just I need more from veteran guys like Jadakiss. You know what I mean? I need you to bring me a cohesive body of work that has a concept behind. You took your time and really put it together as an album. You know what I mean? And not just, I grabbed this person to rhyme, I grabbed that person to rhyme, this beat.
Because then it starts getting referred to as a mixtape.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. And that's my 2 cents on it. And to piggyback on that, the new K Slay joint is out. And K Slay, Living Legend, is a compilation album with a bunch of motherfuckers on there. And it's a dope album, but they just barring you to death.
Pain is on that album.
Is he on there?
He's on the new single that just dropped.
I ain't see him on that joint. On the new album?
He's on the one with Styles P, John Connor, Sauce Money.
I ain't hear Pain on this.
What?
Wait a minute. Let me look.
Bring it back up. Roll it back up.
Yeah, let's pull it back up.
Back to the Bars Part 2.
Back to the Bars Part 2. Mm-hmm. I don't think Pain on here.
Hey yo, it's DJ K Slay, the drama king, the living legend, represent for the culture, and culture is a way of life. She Glooch, set it off. Hey yo,
oh, he is on here.
It's been a while since we talked, so I
yeah, he is on here.
Grab my pen, basic shit.
And they just it's dope shit, but but this is a compilation album. Mm-hmm. And that's what it was. That's what it is, whatever the case may be. But they just barring you to death. The dope standouts for me is the fact that they could pull fucking Queen Latifah in on a verse. That's fucking awesome. You got the fucking Queen.
I seen the video shoot. I seen that with, when he posted the video
shoot. You got the fucking Queen. It's cause the joints that I fuck with on it's the back-to-back bars, the joint Sauce Money, Chic Luch. It's a ton of motherfuckers on there. I don't even remember hearing. I must have like been in my, cause I was playing it in my work truck. I probably didn't get a chance to listen to it like that. Living Legends with Jadakiss, Bun B, Queen Latifah. Growing Up in These Streets with AZ, Raekwon the Chef, and Ghostface. So it's dope. And I got it in my notes right here. It's like, you know what I mean? It's bars. These aren't like real like songs that, you know what I mean?
No. I mean, because like, do you listen to a show on Shade 45?
Yeah.
And he's got the freestyles.
Yeah, I mean, freestyle.
Yeah, that's what he's known for. He's known for bringing out the artists that got the bars.
Yeah. And that's what it is. It's just a compilation album with motherfuckers spitting on it. Dave East is on it and everything. Like I said, it's not bad, but I'm just into a whole mode of concepts. That's where I'm at right now. You know what I mean? It's no slight against whatever artist that's bringing out just bars or whatever like that. That's where I'm at right now. I'm just like really feeling that kind of fucking groove. That's where I can chill out. It's almost because they're almost like movies when they concept albums. You know what I mean? Just like audio
like
movies.
back in the day.
Yeah, like audio movies.
Pop in the tape and you just like zone out to another world.
Yeah, and the tape done. And get into their whole fucking mood or whatever the case may be. So, you know what I mean? K Slay, Living Legends, Jadakiss, Ignatius, and then Megan Thee Stallion, Suga came out through all of the bullshit that was going on with her. This album finally came out. She got a couple joints on here. Savage is good. Captain Hook, BITCH is good. We might as well get into this whole Megan Thee Stallion thing now, since we got the fucking time. You know what I mean? Did you hear about this shit, Christy Mack?
Yeah, I did. How could you not? And then you got everybody taking sides and shit like that.
Yeah. Let's get real quick. I'm gonna play a little bit of Savage.
What's happening? Bitch, what's happening? Bitch, I'm a savage. Yeah, classy.
So Megan Thee Stallion's going through shit with her fucking record label. 15. What is it? 15. Let me pull it up real quick. I got a article right here for Megan Thee Stallion.
1501.
1501. Certified Entertainment, which is ran and by Carl Crawford, a former baseball player. And basically, Megan has a problem with her contract. We've talked about this about 10 times on this fucking show about these fucking artists and these fucking contracts. I'm getting tired of it, honestly. You know what I mean? Because it's like every fucking time we turn around and somebody's having a problem with their contract, it's 2020. And people are still having these same problems and still pleading ignorance. I didn't know what was going on. I just signed it. And Chrissy, can you understand this side of the business? What did you think about this whole Megan Thee Stallion thing?
I just want to say the music business is a business. It's 90% business, 10% music. So if you want to come in here and you just want to make your little music and everything, keep it as a hobby. If you don't want to learn the business, if you don't want to hire somebody that knows the business, add somebody to your team that knows the business. Her deal wasn't that bad. It was 60-40. You know what I'm saying? This is the problem that I got with artists. And no, I don't feel sorry for her. This is what problem I got. Nobody wants to admit that they got the fucking ego, that they want the fame and everything that come with it, and that they signed away their rights to their music to get that. Nobody's working for free out here. You can't have the fame and the promo backed by a record label and a machine. They're paying for all of that. They're paying to put you out there. You're not paying them up front. So yes, they're gonna recoup that money. They're gonna take that as a percentage. That's how record companies work. That's how anything work. You go lease a car, you make a monthly payment, right? You mortgage a house. The bank bought the house for you. You pay the bank back. That's how it go. That's business.
With interest.
Right, exactly. So if you don't want to get involved in the business and do it as a hobby, it is a business. And you need to understand it. And like you said, it's like, come on with the bullshit. Yo, it's 2020. She's a college student. We live in the age of the internet. All information can be looked up at this point. You have the option. Nobody puts a gun to your head and says, sign this record contract. You have the option to bring it to a lawyer, to bring it to somebody that understands it. So I don't feel sorry for you. You know who I do feel sorry for? I feel sorry for the people from the 80s and the 90s that put out music and there's no clause in there about streaming and what De La Soul was going through. And when streaming comes out, it's no legal clause anywhere in the contract on who and how that those royalties is getting paid to, and people is fighting for shit like that. Now that is justifiable. You wanting the fame and fortune, and then after the fact, you want all your money on top of that. You know what I mean? Like, what do you want? You got to understand, when you sign a contract, you work for the record company. Record company don't work for you. That's where people got it fucked up at. You now work for the record company. You are there to entertain and to make them money. That's how it go down. If you want somebody to work for you, you build your own independent label, but you're not going to have that backing, and you're not going to have that quick fame. You're not going to have all that stuff that nobody wants to admit. That's why they signed for it. You know what I mean? Like that shit. And like you said, I'm getting real tired of it too. You knew what you was doing. You knew what you was doing when you was getting in there. Yeah. And nobody has to renegotiate shit. You signed it for a term. Is by law. That's how it go for that term until their contract is up. Same thing with publishing. When you sign your publishing over to somebody, I think it's 35 years. That's why Mace got to wait. Yeah. It's 35 years. You chose to do that.
Yeah, it's too many examples, just in hip hop alone, of you got to know what the fuck is going on. You got back, I'm trying to think of the earliest artist that I can remember with having bad. Ice Cube with NWA. That was in late 80s, early 90s. Late 80s, early 90s. This was Ice Cube. When Ice Cube stepped away from NWA, he wasn't getting paid correctly, and all of us watched that. All of us watched that. Then Dr. Dre with NWA and Eazy-E. Same thing. Bad contracts. These are his boys. It ain't like it was just some executive somewhere that nobody knew or whatever. Like, this is Eazy-E and his friends or whatever like that. But you let Eazy tell it, like, yo, them niggas was getting a fair deal. They just wasn't doing. They thought they were supposed to get more than what they thought. Once you start making money or whatever like that, they thought, oh, I was supposed to be getting this. I'm gonna like, oh, we got to recoup. This is what's going on. This is the business right here. Okay.
Her label ain't even recoup yet.
Yeah.
What they put out to put her out. So.
Yeah. So then you had the Dr. Dre, you had Ice Cube, you had who else was it that had a shitty fucking deal? There was a ton of them motherfuckers that had shitty fucking deal. Shit happened to Dr. Dre twice with Death Row, twice with Dr. Dre. TLC, she did a whole fucking movie about that when TLC got fucked over by LaFace and all that kind of shit like that. TLC. All kinds of artists. There's too many examples for you to, and that happened throughout the 80s, 90s, the early 2000s, for you to be sitting here in 2020 pleading ignorance. You know what I mean? If you, and it's not like these people, like you go, like this dude, Carl Crawford. I can almost be certain that she came to him hat in hand You know what I mean? Meaning she ain't have nothing but a book of rhymes or maybe some tapes or whatever the case may be. And these people invest in you. Mm-hmm. And they want their fucking money back for investing in you.
I want my fucking money back for investing in people.
Yeah, exactly.
I've put up money for people.
Damn right. That's like, now I quoted it like, and she's getting 40%. That's generous.
You very.
That's generous. And they said, well, out of her 40%, the
she has to
studio
pay for her
time and
own
the R&L, I'm like,
features.
that's a part.
standard. That's standard. Don't do features then.
Yeah.
You gotta pay for your, because guess what? If they're paying for your studio time, then their percentage is gonna be bigger.
Yeah.
You're not gonna have 40.
That's why you had motherfuckers back in the 90s when we was coming up, they were producing their own records like EPMD and stuff like that. I'm gonna do my own beats. You know what I mean? Fuck that. I'm gonna pay for my own studio time and all that kind of shit like that. You can't. That's like, for argument's sake, a motherfucker come in here right now and say, yo, I want to do a podcast. Me and Sam got all this shit all set up. We pay money for this shit.
Oh, people do that. People rent out their studios.
You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, but the thing is, motherfuckers don't want to come and just work and rent it out. They want us to produce the show. You know what I mean? And yeah, they want us, like, motherfuckers are coming, yo, I got a concept for a podcast. Okay, good. But that's all they got is a concept. They want us to record everything, fucking mix everything, edit everything, all that kind of shit. And they just come in, do their little podcast, and roll. And I'm not gonna. That's fine, but money start rolling in. I'm not gonna. Me and Sam not going. I'm not gonna. Me and Sam take 50%. He take, and the other person take 50%, and then me and Sam only got 25 between the two of us. And we doing all the fucking work, and you came in here with just an idea. Like, nah, it don't work like that. I want my fair share. I'm not gonna get 25%. You know what I mean? For doing all of the work. So I mean, somebody like Megan, and I think it's a thing where she just like, now she's getting money. She's like, people get funky. They get a couple $, like, oh, I want to renegotiate. Nah, you knew that you ain't have shit when you came in the door. You knew that I helped you. You know that you ain't have nothing. I invested in you.
How humble they are when they don't have shit. How big their ego gets when they get a little bit of attention.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? Like, you can't do that. That's not fair. For somebody to invest in you, and then for you to, now that you up, yeah, it's easy for her to sit back and say, yeah, you know what I mean, I'm popping. You wasn't nobody until you went to them with your hat in your hand.
Exactly. Where would you be now? Where would you be now without them?
Yeah.
And it ain't the music, it ain't your rhymes, because nobody would have heard that
Nobody would have heard it. There's plenty of motherfuckers out there that can rhyme.
Images get created. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a whole bunch of shit to go into
everything.
Putting an artist out.
And then on top of that, when you talk about artists and putting artists out, this is just what I heard, because I've never put an artist out. They said it's like twice the work when you're dealing with a female artist, because you got to deal with all of the pretty shit. Nigga, you throwing in there with a pair of Timberlands, you know what I mean, in a t-shirt, and he's off to the races. He ain't got to worry about hair, because she got to have somebody with her all the time about that fucking hair, somebody with her all the time about that fucking makeup. You know what I mean? You think Benny the Butcher is putting on makeup before a show?
That's why I don't want to be a rapper. I don't want to be a rapper.
Do you think
it's too much?
Do you think Benny the Butcher and Conway are putting on makeup before the show?
Fuck no. They smoking before the show.
They get their little buzz on. They roll on the show with the same shit they fucking walked in off the street, and they ain't got to get dressed. Chicks, they got to do. So you got to invest in that, and like, it's real sad. I mean, I hope that they can work it out. You know what I mean? But now she's over there with Rock Nation, whatever like that, and it's almost like they're on a poaching type of thing, trying to grab her art up from these people, whatever like that. Because what is their working relationship going to be now if they renegotiate? You know what I mean? After we done had this whole kabobble, you know what I mean? What is going to be our working relationship? What is going to be her and Carl Crawford's working relationship if they have a negotiation? That's like if Dr. Dre, after they made them diss records, say, all right, you know what I mean, easy, we're going to start working with you. You know what I mean? It's like, what is our relationship going to be? And them niggas with friends.
I can relate.
You know what I mean?
It's weird.
It's weird.
It's weird. The trust is gone.
Yeah.
You look at people funny. You keep them at a distance.
Yeah, because you never know when they're going to jump
your
ship.
passion dies.
Yeah.
So that you don't go as hard as you were, because
their loyalty is in question.
Exactly.
Their loyalty is in question. So now if I was somebody like Crawford, I'm like, nah, fuck out of here. I wouldn't want to work with you. Maybe that's what she was banking on. Maybe that's what she was banking on. Maybe she like, oh, fuck that. I don't need that motherfucker no more. But now you got whole Prince J in the fucking mix. You know what I mean? Is that his name, Prince J?
Jay Prince.
Jay Prince. I fucked that up last time we talked about him. Jay Prince. You got him all wrapped up in the lawsuit and mentioned names named and all that kind of shit like that. I just really hope that it's straightened out. And they said something, her deal was structured like a 360 deal and everything like that. But people sign up for that. Mm-hmm. People sign up for that.
Because it depends. Like a 360 deal can, in a way, work in your favor.
Yeah.
Rihanna has a 360 deal. They picked her up off the island. She ain't have shit.
Yeah, she ain't have nothing.
She ain't have shit. She ain't have no image. She ain't have no nothing.
Yeah.
Look at her.
Yeah.
They getting a percentage of everything, but since they're getting a percentage of everything, they're
pushing the shit out of her. They're pushing the
she
shit
was
out
on
of her.
everything. She was on Jay-Z's songs and
Everything.
everywhere.
Rihanna was on everything. Now she like the highest paid.
Now she got clothing and makeup that they can't touch because that's her, but she built that off of the legacy that she built from the machine that they put out. So she did it smart.
Yeah,
she did it smart. So it worked in her favor.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, artists out there, any artists that are watching this show right now, if you're only the boss if you put in all the work. If you got a product and you want to rap and all that kind of shit like that, you can make records, put them out. People can pay for them. Chrissy can help you. You know what I mean? Build a website and you can stream your own shit. But if you go to somebody with your hat in your hand and say, hey, I need your help, I need your money, you gotta give them a percentage. That's life. That's anything. You know what I mean? That's just plain and simple, cut and dry. Anybody you working with out there, you're gonna have to give them a percentage. You gotta spend money to make money. Mm-hmm. And that's the only way that she's going to, whether it's Megan Thee Stallion, whether it's anybody, TLC, whatever the case may be, these kids are coming in off of the street with nothing and going to these companies, and these companies are there to make money. That's the only reason they exist. That dude, Carl Crawford, started that company to make money, not just to help Megan Thee Stallion become a star. You know what I mean? And that's the way it's kind of like looking. Like she like, oh, you just helped me out to become a star, and y'all trying to gag me. Nah, like 40%. Know what I mean? So a lot of motherfuckers ain't getting 40%.
Nowhere near it.
Know what I mean? A lot of motherfuckers ain't getting 40%, and they still got to pay the engineers and the guest features and the producers and stuff out of their cut.
People have like between 8 and 16 points.
Yeah.
16 is considered high.
Yeah.
And that's their royalty percentage after everything is recouped.
You know what I mean?
So,
I mean, this is the Rap Delites podcast. Christy Mack, Vigor Bats, that's how we feel about it. I know a lot of motherfuckers might have thought that we were going to have a different kind of opinion about it. But I mean,
when you know the business part, is you know what I mean?
And I support the artist fully. Mm-hmm. But when you walk in, like you
have a choice.
You can practice hip hop. You can practice the culture of hip hop for free. Hip hop is free. Mm-hmm. You can break dance, rap, DJ for free. You can do it, no fucking problems. But if you want to get into the music industry and start getting paid, you're going to have to start paying.
Yeah, especially when you're using other people's money, resources, and time. To create.
Yeah. So
what you're trying to do.
So don't motherfuckers try to hide behind that cloak of hip hop. Like you could have did that with it. You ain't need to go to no company to do hip hop. You know what I mean? You could have did that on the streets, no problem. But when you walk into somebody's office and they got contracts and stuff like that, now you starting to do a business. Now you better know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. Now you better know exactly what you're doing, because you can't go into no kind of fucking business and not know what you're doing. If somebody, like for argument's sake, let's say if I went outside and I found 20 kilos of cocaine, right? Mm-hmm. I've never sold drugs in my life. You ever sold drugs, Sam? I never sold drugs in my life. Never in my life. So now I got 20 kilos sitting in front of me. I got a choice. Leave that shit the fuck there and just keep on about my fucking business, or take it. But now if I take it, me not knowing the business, I gotta find somebody that knows how to do that. And I'm gonna owe them motherfuckers money. And I'm gonna owe them probably a lion's share of that shit. That's the way it is. Because I don't know shit about the cocaine business. Right? I don't know shit about the cocaine business. If you don't know shit about the rap business, then you better find somebody that you trust to do it, and you're gonna have to pay them. Plain and simple, cut and dry. We're gonna be right back. More Rap Delites, more Christy Mack, more Vigor Bats. I'm Bats.
I'm Miss Smith.
And I'm TSK1.
And you're watching Rap Delites. Welcome back to the Rap Delites podcast. I am Bats. That is Christy Mack. Recently, I just saw an article. Kendrick Lamar and Dave Free, who is a member of the Top Dog crew, he's no longer a member. I think he left in like 2019. Are launching a ad service company, PG Lang. It's basically, they didn't give you a whole lot going on in this. I'm gonna read the manifesto that they had. It says PD Lang is multilingual. Our community speaks music, film, television, art, books, and podcasts. Because sometimes we have to use different languages to get a point to our stories across. Stories that speak to many nations, many races, many ages. This is why our writers, singers, directors, musicians, producers break formats when we build ideas and make them real for the curious. So basically what it sounds like they're doing is like a multimedia company where artists can basically express themselves through all of these mediums, be it podcasts, movies. So I guess it would be almost like a streaming service that you can get all of that stuff on, or something like that. Like you can watch movies, because I know Tidal has like podcasts on it. I don't think Tidal has movies. They have like them little mini things that they try to do, but I don't think they have like movies or whatever the case may be. So that's what it's looking like with Kendrick Lamar and this brother Dave Free. I guess we gotta wait. They got a bunch of like press release stuff and pictures and stuff like that, but they really haven't. Maybe they not even sure what it's going to be. Right, it's real vague. It's very vague.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they not even sure what it's going to be. Maybe maybe they got like a maybe they did all the paperwork for like the
mission statement.
Yeah, but they still don't know exactly what it's going to be. But I mean, I support Kendrick and his endeavors or whatever the case may be. So I mean, I like movies and I like different things like that. So maybe if it's going to be like a collective umbrella in this company and basically like a streaming service with pod, they don't have like. I mean, you do have podcast streaming services, but everything's separate. Podcasts on this and movies are on this and rap music is on this. So they bring it all under one umbrella, I guess, to be kind of cool. What do you think, Chris?
So basically it's going to be like a website where people could just access the artist stuff?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. Like a website
like
where
just a website where you can either stream the music
or
movies
or an app or whatever the case may be, where people can get to these artists' content, whether it's podcasts, movies, music, and whatever the case may be. Whatever.
I could build something like that.
There you go. You know what
I mean, on our website, we got the podcast. The very first interview we did with our whole team is right up there on the homepage.
There you go.
The audio file.
Yeah, so you know what I mean? Maybe that's what they're doing with this. So, I mean, it's vague, but I mean, I'm here for it. Sounds like something that's kind of cool.
I'm interested to see what it turns out to be.
Yeah, so I'm definitely here for it. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar and Dave Free and their future endeavors at PG Lang. You know what I mean? All right, cool. We're gonna get into the artist of the week. Let me pull up some mood music first before we even get into it. You know what I mean, Sam? You gotta get some fucking mood music. Here we go. Artist of the week is Souls of Mischief, the hip hop group from Oakland, California. That's also part of the collective Hieroglyphics. Hieroglyphics, we talked about one of the spearheaders of the Hieroglyphics last week, which is Della Funky Homo Sapien. I saw Christy Mack tagged him in a clip and everything like that. But Souls of Mischief are the collective crew from the Hieroglyphics. Souls of Mischief formed in 1991 and composed of rappers A+, Opio, Festo, and what is that? Tajay. It's underlined and it's cutting out his name or whatever the case. The group is a part of the collective hieroglyphics. Funkdel, Funky 07. Casual is a part of the hieroglyphics. Pep Love, J Biz, and producer Domino. 93 Until Infinity is the group's highest charting album to date on the billboards. And in 1998 was named one of the top 100 rap albums by the Source magazine. The group stayed at Jive Records until 1995's No Man's Land before being released from that label, and then they had their own independent label, Hieroglyphics Emporium Recordings, where they brought out Focus and 2000's Trilogy, Conflict, Climax, and Resolution. Then they also came out with Montezuma's Revenge, and there is only, that was 2009, and there is only now, which is 2014. Christy Mack, did you fuck with the Souls of Mischief?
I did fuck with the Souls of Mischief. I did. Their first album was my favorite.
The thing I fucked with about them is they weren't on at that time, and this is when Death Row was kicking total backside on the West Coast. They weren't on that type of vibe. Mm-hmm. They were doing they was almost on some East Coast shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just like Dell and everything.
Like Dell, yeah, that's how I like Dell
yeah,
too.
Yeah.
That's When You're Lost.
Mm-hmm.
That's my song.
Yeah, they were on some real.
And 93 to Infinity, of course. That's
When You're Lost. Yeah, so that's what made me gravitate towards them, because they looked like New York niggas. Or Philly niggas, but New York niggas. And I was like, damn, I mean, because I remember when that whole Death Row thing was happening, I really wasn't fucking with that movement. I fucked with Dr. Dre, I fucked with Snoop, but the whole movement of what was going on, I didn't really fuck with, you know what I mean? And I was on some East Coast shit, you know what I mean? And they felt it. They knew, because remember when they did with that song, New York, New York? Mm-hmm. And they felt the pushback from East Coast rappers and East Coast fans and stuff like that.
Wasn't that the same year with the Source Awards? With
Yeah. That was around that same period.
Time.
Yeah, it was around that same period.
Time. We got a lot of good music out of that.
Yeah, and that was before the whole East Coast, West Coast thing with Pac and Big. You know what I mean? That was way before all that. Mm-hmm. This is a precursor to that. Mm-hmm. But these dudes were in the pocket for people from guys from Oakland. They were in the pocket, you know what I mean, doing what we were doing over here. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So
I like the coastless sound.
Yeah.
I like the coastless sound. I mean, that's how I like the Detroit production sound. And I liked Dell. I liked Souls of Mischief, A+, because he was on other stuff.
Was he your favorite out of the crew?
I can't pick a favorite. You know what? Back then, A+ was my favorite. But you know, when you start listening, when you're older, you're listening for different shit now. And some of the other flows. What was it?
Opio.
And no, the other boy.
Not Opio. Festo.
Yeah, they got smooth flows too.
Mm-hmm. I think I remember we used to hang out with these dudes. They was called the West Side Wasteland. It was a rap crew. Shout out to the West Side Wasteland. Shout out to Cooks T. Yaya. They were like a little crew of dudes back when we was in high school, and they used to love the whole hieroglyphics thing. They used to be totally on it or whatever like that. And sorry, I ain't got coronavirus. Don't worry about it. Our crew, me, Perp, Ski, all of us, we liked the hieroglyphics or whatever like that, but we was on some real New York street shit or whatever like that. So our crews kind of clashed heads at that time, whatever like that. And we had a battle and we fought and everything.
Wait, who? Your crew versus who?
West Side Wasteland.
What? Who's that?
There was just a rap crew in West Philly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they knew Perp. We all went to. Well, Ty didn't go to high school with us. we all went to U City, and they had their own little crew, and we had our crew. Our crew was the Steel. You know what I mean? And their crew was the West Side Wasteland. You know what I mean? And they was really on some they was like real cool guys. You know what I mean? Rapping and stuff. You know, they were just rapping. We was rapping, but we was on some street shit. We wanted to beat motherfuckers up and drink 40s. Like they wasn't on that type of time. You know what I mean? So when they came through and they was like, fuck all that shit. And we got into a battle and we fought and all like that. But it's all peaches and cream right now. You know, I mean, shout out to West Side Wasteland. Shout out to Chris. I'm actually cool. We friends on Facebook and everything like that. But they were really into the hieroglyphics. That was the thing. And they were the people that put me on to that whole fucking scene with the hieroglyphics. And they also had the fucking coolest logo. That 3-eye logo, that third eye, jawn. That's like one of the, in my opinion, one of the top 10 hip hop logos of all times. You know what I mean?
It gets so recognizable.
Yeah. It's like
everybody knows what that is.
Yeah. It's like one of the top 10 like that. The Wu-Tang W, that's right on par with that. It's so recognizable. You know exactly what it is when you see it. It's the fucking hieroglyphics. You check it, you know what I mean? Dope as shit, you know what I mean? So, did they have any? They had a bunch of albums, but like I said,
I fucked with their first one the most. Because I was a fan, but I was not like you said. I wasn't part of the cult. Following.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they have.
They do. They have a cult following, and I wasn't part of the cult following, but I did fuck with them, and I fuck with their first album.
I remember when they were going to do a tour. I think they were coming to Philly, and you know Fat Nice.
Probably.
Yeah, well, he was in '84 with Perp and everything like that, and everything like that. And I remember like when they were coming on tour, and I'm like, they coming on tour? I'm like, who gonna beat you? And Fat Nice was like, yo, they got a cult following. Like motherfuckers fuck with them heavy, and wherever they go, motherfuckers are gonna be going to check that fucking shit out. And I mean, he was right. You know what I mean? I think they coming sometime soon, somewhere close to Philadelphia. I heard. You know what I mean?
Rap Delites field trip.
Yeah, might have to. I know Kool Keith is coming.
He comes all the time.
Yeah. You coming on a Friday. I'm always out Friday night, so I'm gonna be checking you out, Kool Keith. But shout out to the Souls of Mischief, Artist of the Week. We love y'all. We love the Artist of the Week segment is for us to be able to give hip hop artists that are unsung or don't get a lot of flowers and all that kind of stuff. To give them their flowers while they're here instead of like when they pass away and tell them about how great they are or whatever like that. So shout out to the Souls of Mischief. You know what I mean? So finally, let me get some more music for this shit right here, because I know.
We get into it. I think we get into it.
Yeah. We're going to get into it. This is going to go long, you know what I mean? Chuck D has fired Flavor Flav from Public Enemy. Now, Christy Mack is the Rap Delites podcast aficionado of Public Enemy, right? Yeah. Can I give you that title?
You sure can.
Yeah, I can give her that title.
I still go to their concerts.
Absolutely. And we talked about this on last episode, but Flavor Flav he wasn't fired from Public Enemy at the time. It was just him and the Bernie Sanders thing or whatever the case may be. Christy Mack, what do you feel about this?
I feel like it was a long time coming. I seen it happening before it happened. Actually, because of the fact that I am such a Public Enemy fan, like before the whole rally situation even took place, you know, I'm always checking for new things that Chuck and everything is doing. And, you know, I had watched all of their tapes and stuff like that, interviews and everything. And there's a BBC documentary, which you can see on YouTube or whatever. And this was before the whole situation with Flav right now. And the whole documentary was showing how Flav was smoking crack while they was doing Night of the Living Bass Heads. Griff used to have to go out and get him from the crack houses to bring him to the shows, and how he was missing this, that, the third. And, you know, it goes with all the frustrations and everything that they had to deal with him. And that's like the comment I had made on the last episode when I said, you know, Flav's not in line with what Public Enemy's trying to do. And that's when Ty came at my neck, you know what I'm saying? And having knowledge of self has nothing to do with if you're not in control of yourself. So, I mean, like, you can have it all, but if you're fucking up the business, and Public Enemy, yes, it was a group, but it's also a brand. It continued without Griff. It continued without Terminator X. They still tour. I still go to concerts. They still have a following. Chuck D's got a radio station. None of the original members are involved in any of that.
Well, this right here that's going on now is
and it's
Public
not
Enemy
any
Radio.
less Public Enemy.
This is Public Enemy Radio.
Right.
And this is what, like, and I saw a video with Griff. And Griff was basically saying, you know what I mean? Griff was basically shitting on the whole Bernie Sanders thing.
Right. And they all got a right to their opinion, and they don't have to back a candidate. And saying to remove my likeness from this, I don't want it attached to the thing, that's well and fine. I don't have no issues with why he did that, and he wasn't fired just specifically for that. I think that was just kind of the last straw, because Chuck is trying to still push the brand forward with a bunch of things that he's trying to do with Public Enemy.
Yeah.
And Flav just wasn't meeting the business model. He wasn't, you know, I mean, 2-3 years ago, I might have had a different opinion about this. But as a business owner, and you're trying to run business, and you can't, it's like you got to come to a point. It's like, okay, either we shut down the whole business, or somebody got to go.
Yeah.
What we gonna do about it?
And I like to your point. I know that they've been going through a lot of stuff, like Chuck and Flav. I know Flav was like suing them, like for publishing shit, and it's been a whole thing going on with Flav and Chuck and Griff and Chuck and. You know what I mean? And Chuck's just running. Chuck's like, Chuck, you ever watch that movie, the Temptation movie? You ever watch that?
Yeah.
With Otis? And Otis wasn't, Otis was just trying to keep the fucking group together. Like, he's like, I just want to go perform and sing. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Y'all doing all this other shit. And this is what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to keep this together, whatever the case may be. And that's the way I think Chuck is like. He's like, yo, I'm just trying to keep it together, but y'all out here doing other shit that's not conducive to the Public Enemy pushing forward.
Right.
But one of my biggest things is, and I wrote this on Facebook and a lot of groups in there, is okay, Flav's out of the group or whatever the case may be. They kicked Flav out the group before. This ain't the first time Flav been kicked out of Public Enemy. You know what I mean? He's been out before or like that. It's just we got social media now and it's a bigger thing. I just want to say to people that are watching the Rap Delites podcast and people that love Chuck D and people that love Public Enemy, or some people that might think that they love Public Enemy, the case may be, Flavor Flav was more than a hype man for Chuck D. You know what I mean? I don't want to see his legacy be diminished by internet trolls. Whatever's going on with him and Chuck, that's between him and Chuck. But Flavor Flav was the balance for those early records that came out during the crack era. You know what I mean? He was on his own shit or like that, but when you're trying to help people and you're trying to help up people that are fucked up, and black people in the inner cities of America were fucked up at the time. It was crack going on over like that. Chuck D could have put out records without Flavor Flav on them with no problem. But he probably would have only been able to get the minds of people like himself, college-educated brothers or people that are educating themselves like that. Flavor Flav was there to be able to pull in, for argument's sake, the people that was on crack. The people that was out there in the inner cities that was fucked up. That were able to recognize and say, look at that dude. He in there jamming or like that. He was able to pull those people in, so it wasn't... It's just like when you got a son... You have a kid, Sam. I have a child. You're trying to give them medicine. Kid medicines are flavored. Get it? Kids medicines are flavored, so the kid will take it. They might not want to take it if it ain't taste like cherries or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Now that we're adults, we can take medicine that don't taste like cherries. You know what I mean? Because we know we need this fucking medicine. So I know it tastes bad, but I'm going to fucking take it anyway. Kids need that. Little people that don't understand what's going on and don't understand that they need that medicine, need that flavor. And that's what Flavor Flav was there for. He was there to make, so the public and the people that the message that they were trying to get it to, he was there to make it palatable for them. You know what I mean? He wasn't just a hype man. You know what I mean? He was somebody there to balance out that whole thing that was going on with Chuck D or whatever the case may be. And that's why Chuck D fought for him to be in a group, because Rick Rubin didn't want him to be in a group. Rick Rubin was like, what the fuck is this guy here? We don't need him. Because Rick Rubin looked at it like, yo, you could just have him at the show and just hype you up, and he don't need to be a part of this group. But Chuck understood that then, that he was an integral part of Public Enemy being able to get that message across. And that's really where my thing is with Flavor Flav. Is like, I know he was fucking up. I know Chuck had to make a decision, an executive decision, whatever the case may be. But you internet motherfuckers, I want y'all to put some respect on Flavor Flav's name, because you might not have heard Public Enemy if it wasn't for Flavor Flav. You know what I mean? I remember motherfuckers in the 80s, 87, 86, drug dealers. Niggas that was selling dope, playing Public Enemy, and seriously, playing Public Enemy. But they were playing it because of the beats and Flav. You know what I mean? They eventually got the message. You know what I mean? But the beats and Flav was the reason why a lot of them motherfuckers was playing it. I remember my Uncle Lamont, they used to just be sitting there watching the videos just bugging off of Flav. You know what I mean? These was niggas that was selling drugs. They would bugging off Flav, and then you got what they were saying. You know what I mean? You got the message, you know what I mean? So I just don't want to diminish Flav's contribution to the group. I know Chuck never did it, but internet trolls will do that kind of shit.
You know what? Like, before even this controversy even came about, people always used to ask me, what's your favorite group? And my comment online would be Public Enemy.
Uh-huh.
And everybody would attack me and say, Public Enemy's not a group. That's a one-man MC.
Yeah, that's
not. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and I would have to sit there and be like, no, Public Enemy's a group. You know what I mean? Because they never really considered it. People, internet trolls or whatever, they like, it's a one-man show.
Yeah, and they always try to do that. You know what I mean? But they'll do it at their convenience. You'll have the motherfucker say that Public Enemy was a one-man show and he got a whole collective working with him, but then at the same time would say Black Thought's in the group. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. They'll say that. Like, oh, no. Black Thought's, he's not solo. I'm like, yo, he's rapping the whole record. But
I don't make comments online anymore.
Yeah.
I don't do it.
Because these motherfuckers don't know what they're talking about half the time.
And then you get mad.
Yeah,
you get all worked up.
Then you get worked up. Then you gotta go into your real life and cool off because some motherfucker on the internet. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Some jerk off. You know what I mean? But I really hope that Public Enemy wraps this up in a nice little bow and everybody's able to communicate together. They're brothers. They all know each other for years and years and years. So, you know what I mean? That's going to always be a thing, you know what I mean? But it wasn't a Bernie Sanders thing.
It definitely was not.
No, it wasn't no Bernie Sanders. It was just like Chrissy said, the straw that broke the camel's back. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So something small that came about that made something big. But whatever the case may be, it is what it is. We're about to get out of here. Want to give a shout out to my sister, Christy Mack. You got anything to say, Christy Mack?
I got a migraine. I had a hell of a morning this morning.
It is what it is. We want to give a shout out to TSK1. We're going to give a shout out to Kia Sabrina. Give a shout out to Miss Smith. Another shout out to the birthday boy over there, my man Sam behind the cam. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody watching the Rap Delites podcast on YouTube, listening on Spotify, watching on Facebook, Apple Podcasts. We love y'all. Everybody tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment. We're going to catch y'all next go round, next week. Rap Delites podcast. Peace.